What is up, Crockxen clan members, Poke fans, and others who have stumbled upon this video? I'm SoresanCrockxen, and I actually wanted to record this earlier in the morning, but had some complications, so I have to record it at night. So I don't know if it's going to be up today, which today's Thursday, so hopefully it'll be uploaded by the end of the day. If not, I'll have to wait till tomorrow. But anyways, so I decided to do like basically a thoughts, more of my hopes for the remakes. Or as that's the topic we're going to talk about in a bit. But basically, the new Pokemon games have been announced: Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. If you didn't watch the basically my freaking out yesterday, I'll leave a link in the description for that video, which basically talks about the announcement and all that stuff, and my thoughts and all that stuff. But today we're actually, now that I've calmed down and chilled out a bit, we can talk about some real stuff. Now, the trailer itself, it said something along the lines of a new adventure in a new world, and a lot of people are speculating that they're not remakes, and they're actually more like sequels, which made me think, and I was like, okay, so I mean, that doesn't sound too bad, but how is that going to affect the game? That is my question. If there's sequels and not remakes, how is that going to change the balance of how it used to be? Because we haven't had sequels of a previous generation before. Like they've always been, remakes of said game, just with updated graphics. And updated gameplay and all that stuff. But anyways, so I digress. If it is a remake, which I kind of hope it is, because I want my Ruby and Sapphire to stay Ruby and Sapphire. We'll talk about the sequel, in a minute. So if it is a remake of the game, here's my hopes. Kind of my hopes for the games. Now, Hoenn Gen 3, Gen 3 as a whole, was actually the last real challenging game. Gen 4, yeah, it had its difficult moments, but it's still not that hard to go through. Black and White, I always say the story was amazing, but the matches weren't that awesome. Like, it was a fairly easy game. And X and Y was just a walk in the park. Like, everybody complains about how easy X and Y was. So, in my I hope that, obviously they have to implement some aspects of X and Y because they are, it's coming after this 3D change. So, hopefully, they'll keep some elements, but I still want my Ruby and Sapphire remakes to be as difficult as they were before. Now, granted, Ruby and Sapphire came when we were at least, a lot younger, so maybe we didn't understand the concept. But it was still a challenging game. Like, there was a lot of stuff in there that made you question what the heck was going on. There was puzzles all over the place. Sometimes you would get completely lost, it's fun. It's a great way to explore. I'm sorry about the car that just ran out. Whatever. So, it was a challenging game, and that's what made it fun for me. Like I said, I clocked in over 500 hours on Pokemon Ruby, and it was the first game, and until X and Y had been the game that I had dedicated the most time to. I had never before Ruby came out even come of like 5% close to that number. Like, it was ridiculous how big of a huge gap it is between that one and my second highest, which I think is like clocked in maybe 60 hours or so. Like, there's a big margin. So when X and Y came out, it had to, I wasn't expecting it to be so, the thing about X and Y is that since I just started getting into competitive battling, that's why there's more gameplay in this one than in Ruby. In Ruby, I didn't do any of that stuff, meaning I was just playing the game, and I clocked in that much time. But anyway, so I hope that it's still as challenging as before. I want that aspect to be kept in. Now, because we weren't introduced to Mega Evolutions this generation, I want to know, are they going to implement that in some way? And actually, I can kind of see it already, because if you see from the box art, those don't look like our regular Groudon and Kyogre. They look different. They look cooler in my opinion. So I mean, there's people talking around that that's maybe like their Mega Evolutions, which I wouldn't mind. It's just how is it gonna work into the story? Because that's the thing they need to focus on. Ruby and Sapphire, they didn't have the best storyline, but if they're gonna introduce Mega Groudon and Mega Kyogre, they need to fit that in somewhere. Which is why I'm thinking that's why a lot of people are talking about this whole sequel stuff, because it'd be kind of hard to integrate Mega Evolution into the old storyline. But like I said, we'll just have to wait and see, because we didn't really get a lot of information. We just got a release time and the box arts. um, so that's another. Another hope that I really we'll talk about the Mega Evolutions again in a bit, but the contest, like I said, this was the first generation to introduce contests, which I actually had a lot of fun with. I did contests so much, like it was ridiculous how much how much time I put into that. I remember my Blaziken getting to the Masters level. I think what it was, I think my Aggron made it as well. There was a couple Pokemon that I just used just chill in there. And again, the contests were difficult as well. But because we're introduced to this new mechanic, X and Y bringing up to the whole 3D standpoint, I don't think the old method is gonna work anymore. I think they should tweak the contest like a huge amount. Maybe like have the 3D models of the Pokemon actually on a stage, and then you're the one you're shouting the commands, and then you actually see the move, kind of like as if it was like an actual battle. Um, or integrate like what is it? The whole aspect of from what was the dance thing? Gosh, I totally forget about it. From Black and White, where you can dress up your Pokemon and all that stuff. Maybe have that integrated into it, make them look nice and pretty and stuff like that, or heck, if you really want to push the limits, give us an anime type of thing where it's like you actually that's kind of the one I hope more. Like not only have the like the stage part of it, but actually have the battles part of it. Because I felt like even though I loved the contest in Ruby and Sapphire, when I saw it in the anime, I'm like, this is nowhere near what it is in the anime. And I always had that dream where I was like, you know what? I would love to where if I were to go in a contest in a Pokemon game, not only would I be able to show off my Pokemon on stage, but actually show them off against an opponent. So I don't know. Like I said, this is 3D, and I think they can do it. Honestly, I believe that they can do it. And so here's shooting for that. What else? What else is in there? Oh, the underwater. Oh my gosh! Remember, dive was an HM that was first introduced in Ruby and Sapphire. I can't wait to see how great. Like, I hope that they are able to function that well, where when you actually go underwater, it's like this whole 3D like wonderland under the sea. I know that sounds kind of weird, but like considering where I think they have a lot of stuff to work with. Like Ruby and Sapphire had a lot of concepts. They had a lot of stuff just shoved in there, which was made it a fun game. So I mean, of course, there are those people who don't like the HM stuff, and I kind of hope that they do nerf that a bit because it's still getting ridiculous. Like don't tone it down a bit because I feel like because we're going back to Hoenn or whatever the heck they plan to do. Like I mean, we lost a lot of HMs since Ruby and Sapphire. Like some of them have just been knocked down and they're not even HMs anymore. So like I don't know how they're gonna integrate all the HMs back in there because they're gone. they're not there anymore. So it'd be kind of weird to have them come back randomly just for this. Um, but I can't wait to see the underwater. Like I honestly, that was one of the cool aspects. That's one thing that I loved about Ruby and Sapphire. Um, and all the underwater stuff that you can explore. So top of the city was freaking cool. How it was actually like a maze to get in there. You know, stuff like this. This is stuff that it like gets me pumped up. I'm like, yes, we're gonna go find the Reggies and and then, and we gotta go underwater so we can go to the cave and we gotta unlock the code so we can go in the. Oh my gosh, I'm really stoked for this stuff, guys. I'm sorry. Also, so back to that Mega Evolution stuff. Now, I was watching the Insane Game Freak. He made a video about this stuff. You guys, I talk about him all the time. You guys should already know. If you haven't checked him out yet, I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. So you guys go check him out because he's awesome. He talked about how the gym leaders all should get a Mega Evolution. Now, I think that's asking for too much, but I would say give some gym leaders a Mega Evolution, and maybe like well, it depends who they choose as a champion because we had two back in that time. We had Steven, and then I think it was Wally in Emerald. I don't quite remember. But if it's Steven, that's cool. I freaking love Steven. He was cool. He was a cool character. But in terms of like people who should get Mega Evolution, I would say, again, it depends on which gym leader. But the 8th gym leader, whether it's Wallace or Juan, honestly, if it's Juan, give him Mega Milotic because Milotic deserves a Mega Evolution. I'm sorry, but Gyarados and Milotic are complete opposites of each other. And if Gyarados gets one, I think that Milotic should get one, and she should turn to Water Fairy. Just saying. So if you're gonna give someone Mega Evolutions, do that. Who else? Flannery was cool. You give her a Mega Torkoal. That would be freaking sweet. Who else? Watson. I honestly think that Watson's right now is the easiest one because he already has a Pokemon that got a Mega Evolution, which is Manectric. So I mean, if you're not gonna do it in the gym, at least make it to where he does show it off in some way. Who else? Roxanne. I honestly don't think she should get one. I mean, she's the first gym leader, for goodness sake. Brawly. I mean, it's Brawly. I mean, again, this is like first gyms. Like, I don't think that it's right to give them Mega Evolutions. Like I already said, Watson. Flannery, like I said, if she gets a Mega Evolution, I think it should be her Torkoal because Torkoal's a beast. Then we have Norman. Honestly, I think Norman's fine the way he is. I don't know, like a Mega Slacking would be kind of weird, in my opinion, obviously. Then Winona. I mean, Mega Altaria would be cool, I guess. Then Tate and Liz. I honestly, they're twins. I don't think you can't have double Mega Evolution. So that'd be kind of weird for only one twin to have Mega Evolution. So yeah. And then I already said Juan or Wallace, whoever they choose. And then the starters. Okay, we already have Blazikenite, so we have Mega Blaziken. Where's my Mega Sceptile? Mega Swampert too. Just give them their Mega Evolutions. It's unfair that Blaziken. I don't even know why Blaziken is the only one that got a Mega Evolution. Honestly, Sceptile's been my favorite Gen 3 starter. Period. Now when I did my first run through with Ruby, I did get Torchic. Mainly, I was actually just on a run because it was like what I did when I was younger is that I would pick the Pokemon that usually coincided with the box art. So like when I got red, I'd pick Charmander, even though I would have picked Charmander anyway. But when I got blue, I picked Squirtle because I saw Blastoise on the cover, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna try the Squirtle. And when I, obviously with yellow you get Pikachu. And then it became a trend because Silver, I got Cyndaquil, and I just because it was the fire type. And then I didn't get Gold because my sister got it, and she got Crystal, so unfortunately I didn't get any of that. But anyways, I would have probably picked Cyndaquil anyways because Cyndaquil was my favorite. So I kind of went with the trend, where I liked the fire starter, and I was like, the fire starter is the first one I'm gonna pick. So when I did Ruby, I honestly picked Torchic first, but I really wanted Trico. I don't know why the heck I didn't pick him, but I did pick him in Emerald. because I was like, you know what, screw this nonsense. I wanted Trigo to begin with. Uh, so and then from then on, I just started picking the one that I liked most. That's why in Generation 4, I got Piplup because Piplup was my favorite. And then Gen 5, I got Snivy because Snivy was Superior was my favorite. And then X and Y, I got Fennekin because Fennekin and Delphox was my favorite. But anyways, so like this time around, I definitely want my Mega Sceptile. I want him to be a beast. I could see him being Grass Dark. But freak, the guy gets Night Slash. Give him some or something else. Like I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what Sceptile could be. Because he's the only one that didn't get a second typing. I mean, honestly, for Swampert, you could keep the Water Ground and make him just a more bulky Pokemon. Sceptile just needs to, like, he needs to get an increase in speed, like, legit, just so he can combat, Blaziken. But yeah, so that's that. Now, if it is a sequel, I'm going to talk about this real quick. If it is a sequel, I have no idea what to expect from this. Honestly, I don't know. Like it would have to. Honestly, it would have to be new characters. That obviously. So we would need something from Brendan and something from May. Like May need like we need to see them. Like obviously they have to show up in some way. So how is that gonna work? Like, is it gonna be like if you pick the male character, you see May, and if you pick the female character, you get Brendan? I don't know. Like honestly, I don't see how a sequel would work. Like I mean, like I said, the only issue is the whole aspect of seeing the new Groudon and Kyogre design. Maybe they're megas, and it'd be kind of hard to integrate megas into the old plotline. Oh, and also before I continue, Team Magma and Team Aqua, I want to see more interactions with them. Honestly, even though they were a huge step up from Team Rocket, it was still somewhat disappointing. I want to see more of them. So if it is a sequel, make them more relevant, push them harder, like make or something. I don't freaking know. But anyway, so back to the sequel thing. Obviously, the Regis can't be in the same spot. The Regis should have been caught in the first place. So how are they going to play off the Regis? And also, Groudon and Kyogre should have been caught already. So what the heck? Like, are they going to have to show the opposite? So is it going to be where it's in the Groudon game, the previous character caught Kyogre, which means it's a sequel to Sapphire, and then Alpha Sapphire. You see Kyogre because the previous guy got Groudon, so it's technically a sequel to Ruby, or what? Like, I don't know. Like, honestly, I'm more pushing towards this as a remake because that wouldn't make sense. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I'm rambling right now. So I don't know. I honestly don't know what else. I hope the puzzles are still there though. Those were great. I love that stuff. I love the way it was. The weather effects. That's actually something I want to touch on real quick before I finish the video. That better be still there. I want the desert to be the way the desert was, and I want the volcano area to be the volcano area. I want it to be the way it used to be. I want to see all that, and I want to see the effects. No, we did get the Groudon. We need a Groudon scene, and we need a Kyogre scene, and we freaking Rayquaza, dude. I still remember Sky Tower was a bitch. Oh my gosh, that better still be in the game. I want to test out to see how much. Dude, Sky Tower was so ridiculous. I freaking love the Sky Tower. It was so difficult. I don't even remember. Honestly, I don't remember how the freak I even got past that thing. It was ridiculous. But anyways, yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the video. Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. What are your hopes for Black gosh, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire? Honestly, I'm super stoked for these games. Like I said, I'm pushing towards where it's a remake. But if it's a sequel, I honestly, if it is a sequel, I don't know how they're gonna pull it off. It'd be kind of weird. And yeah, so leave your thoughts and comments down below. Let me know down below what you think of this stuff. And yeah, so hopefully this video comes out today, Thursday, not on Friday. Like I'm guessing it's going to. It depends how much it takes to render and upload. But anyways, this has been SoresanCrockxen. I'm gonna be doing a showdown live, our random number generator tomorrow. Actually, I think I might record it tonight and then upload it tomorrow, along with Dark Future. Hopefully I can get all that done. I have so much stuff. Finals are next week, so it's like I have a lot of stuff on me right now. So, anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. This has been SoresanCrockxen, and I'll see you guys later.